players that have shined for the side of Leviathan on this map and have made Icebox their stomping grounds.
It's a map that they are comfortable with, a map that is a strength of theirs. It seems like they may be, yeah, they're already moving up across the middle of the map. Tex is the first to fall. The desk was mentioning Safe in particular needing to be the one to get Vitality online. That's a great start.
And that's something you see Tex do quite a bit on this map. He plays that Killjoy mainly like a duelist, and a lot of the times it's to control all that mid space. Aspas is going to take some pop shots, have to fall onto that angle, but he's got to get something working for his team right here.
He is by himself so far. We're starting to see the Harbor utility go up. Aspas posted up behind it. The dart's really nice to make sure that there's no one who's disrespected the wall, so they can play ahead of it. They can play a little bit more aggressively. Really nice shots out of Calm already. The dink onto Safe. He cleans two up.
What great awareness from him to just span, track him through the wall like that. It's almost like he had X-ray vision in that moment. What a prediction from Calm already early on.
And that's going to force Vitality to take a step back.
But look at the movement from Leviathan, the proactivity. They're meeting him.
They're a step ahead of it. Calm's got to be careful though. Crosshair's facing the wrong way. And that will be a punish from Sender. King though punches right back at the exact best time. 3 for King, 2 for Calm, the pistol for Lev.
What a play from the IGL. He was the solo warrior on A, pushing through by his lonesome. Everybody else meeting the face of Vitality's fighting squad in mid. And it was looking really good for Vitality from start to finish of that round until King got that flank and just got the job done. Look at this tracking through the wall. Just what a prediction from Calm. That's so impactful. And the poise from King. Oftentimes, we talk about King a lot in terms of his macro, IGLing. It's great, but his individual performances on this roster, it's also something that is shining for the squad. Drone does spot out Aspas, but when you're playing a Jet on this map, you can try to punish any type of players, but I don't know if he is aware that Safe is going to have an outlaw of his own with light armor.
With King close by, Mazzino rotating over. No challenge yet, so the dash will expire. That's big as you think about Vitality trying to get out onto the site. Safe trying to get out onto the site as well.
Yeah, he's just going to be here trying to get a pick while the main focus of Vitality is to make noise at A, bait out a rotation or bait out a re-clear peak of Leviathan at B main. It shouldn't be a full commitment for Vitality here at A site. I think they're going to just put a lot of pressure on it, a lot of utility, a lot of noise.
Ooh. The dart goes off, but it doesn't tag anybody, and they don't clear it either. So it was wise timing out from Calm. The suspicion's confirmed. Tex gets 2, the third will fall.
Spike down A.
And so things really kind of crumbling for Vitality here. The only weapon that they had, as you mentioned, was the Outlaw. It will not find a kill. And Lev are flawlessly cruising their way towards their second.
And that's tough now, because that's an upgrade, actually, for the side of Leviathan. That's not something you say every day going into an anti-eco round, that you can get an upgrade. Dropping the Spectre for that gun, you're going to take that any time of the day. It's worth way more. It's way more impactful on gun rounds. It seems like it could be, especially on a map like this with such large sight lines. Icebox is such an aim dually type of map. And look, there's 2 members of Vitality that have light armor. If they're the forefront, or if they get caught out, it's going to be bad.
You wouldn't expect them to be the forefront, to be the ones pushing forward, given who they are and the agents that they're playing, but you're right. Losing them would be so painful. Again, the refreshing of the Harbor utility, the wall going up towards A. Vitality, I guess expecting some of that mid-pressure that we saw on the pistol.
Yeah, they're pinging this. This is all spots that Tex likes to push down on his lonesome often. But this time, just more standardized team play from Leviathan. Aspas versus Sender. This is that light armor duel I was talking about earlier.
That was really nice pathing and timing from Sender, though. Tucking behind the box as this wall goes down. Does Aspas know?
I mean, he has an idea. Can't quite connect. Gets some nice damage, though. Sender's sitting at 50 HP now.
They rotate back towards A. Remember, this would be a bonus converted if Leviathan are able to pull it off, and it's not a weak one either. Especially in these tight fights on A with how chaotic the site can be. You've got the Stinger, you've got the Spectre.
Yeah, and you just cycle walls infinitely, it feels like.
Yeah, you're forced to challenge these
30
walls.
seconds
But
left.
with 30 seconds left, I don't know if there's much time to go elsewhere. You got Cinder, who's tried to post up across the middle of the map. Calm will fall. Texto posted up close. That's now 15 seconds left. The clock continues to tick. Really nice opening frags out from Kicks and Runner, but with 13 seconds left, the spike's still not planted.
10 seconds left.
A little bit of space taken now.
Spike planted. Rash is ready.
So Spike finally does commit. They've got the ult to play around 2.
It's a very quick thrash. King is definitely going to get detained here. Oh, wait, he wraps it back around, but he can't pick that up now. These Outlaws, they're going to be holding that line.
Here.
Vitality, they're all in one-shot range right now. These Outlaws could do some serious damage.
Aspas creeping forward. No dash. This feels very difficult. It feels very labored.
Good discipline from Vitality in this post plant
Yeah.
so far, not giving an inch.
Yeah, I like that a lot. You're right. Aspas now pushing forward. Kicks taken care of, dealt
Player
with,
standing.
but instantly responded.
It was a very cool timing that Sender took all the way up middle on his lonesome after taking that 1v1 against Aspas, who just couldn't connect. He got a couple classic shots, some damage onto him, but that timing made it so there was an A split in full effect. And the approach from Vitality, I like how they're working the entirety of the map.
Yeah.
That dart, late dart on Calm, he just wasn't ready for that. And yeah, the gun advantage working fully in favor for Vitality.
And you know, we were talking about how with these walls, they're kind of forced to, you're gonna have to flash through it, you're gonna have to get past it and disrespect it in some way. And it just so happened that in that round, the gun duels were the ones that made the difference.
Yeah.
Aspas has an op online. With Goop in his face, has to take a step back and reposition. Meanwhile, again, Leviathan encroaching up across the rest of the map. You've got Calm who's taking space mid. Safe is already dead.
This is one of the first rounds Aspas has been geared up towards A site. A lot of the times when he has the operator online as well, when you do prep work against Leviathan, you see him towards B main. He'll take that whole entire line, and then, you know, Leviathan will stack A site. So that's why Vitality were trying to contact all the way up, but they got met by the operator. Aspas is not going to whiff shots like that. Not when there's so much on the line.
I mean, this attack side for Vitality has been so slow, and I don't even necessarily say that in a bad way. I just think the approach that they've had to this has been very tempered, very methodical.
They've been doing a good job of trying to bait out the timings of the Harbor walls and the Viper walls. And then executing right after that with utility.
Thing is, you cannot wait forever.
Spike down
That's
A.
another kill found for the op. King is denying a lot of this space B. Not that there's really any time to rotate away, but they're going to have to deal with the crunch. The alarm bot will keep them back if he decides to commit to this full rotate.
Spike planted.
King is taking so long on his way back, deciding not to flank.
And it's leaving things at a 3v3 on the side. Remember, Aspas is weak with the op in hand. It's going to go traded 1-for-1. Sender dealing with the turret, but not able to deal with Tex. And now it's Trex who's left in a 1v3. King has finally joined the fray. Trex has way too many things to deal with here. Yeah, there are a couple of members weak, but this feels like a really difficult task. One member over the top, and that was a one given. Perhaps ill-advised, but the spit cleans it up.
Yeah, the numbers game, it was just in favor for Leviathan. They played to their advantage to a T. And they're going to play like this a lot in this half. Be looking forward to every time they get a first blood, they'll play on that second, maybe even third layer, and play like a retake style. The Harbor and Viper combo, it's so good, especially if Mazzino is still alive for the retake. You can isolate so many angles on A site, on B site with that Harbor wall. And Aspas, he's just going to hold a line for his team while everybody creeps up forward.
I think the difficult thing will be to continue to see how Vitality decide to play on the knife's edge of these walls. Right, because you see it, they creep up about as close as they can, and then it's like they kind of stumble, I guess, or indecisive on how they want to approach it. They try to play their timings as best as they can, and they just haven't found much success.
Oh, that's a tough one. That's your smokes player gone right off the rip. Calm, his intuition was on point right there, spamming away the drone to follow up. Safe, he has no dash because of that.
2 Guardians left for Vitality. They've gotten a little bit of space here.
Yeah, it's so awkward though. Everyone's just corralled in mid. Aspas just now picking it up. But Leviathan, they're okay with giving this space, and they're aware of the gaps that they've created.
Yeah. They're just kind of leaning into the limits. They're okay. You're absolutely right. They're okay with giving this up because they know that they're still strong elsewhere. They can afford to give this area up.
Yeah, and even if Vitality make it all the way to B site, there's crossfires, right? A player in yellow, that's Mizzino Calm, all the way in Snowman. And once a player makes contact, Aspas will come all the way back, pick this up. So many different crossfires in full effect here.
They just had to dart back spawn, too. And so this contact style
30
again
seconds left.
will be the play for Vitality.
It's such a slow approach, but I really like it. Oftentimes in matches like this, in high pressure situations, that slow play can make mistakes from the opposite team.
Dude, this is just so tough. Again, they don't have any walls. They don't have any smokes.
That's a great pick, though.
That's one for a runner.
Aspas only has an op. Leviathan, they're so worried about all these different angles they have to clear.
Well, I think that's part of the doubt that's instilled when you've been sitting and staring at the map that's been quiet this whole time.
No way.
I thought Safe was going to get away. Aspas stashing forward through the window into kitchen. Concealed by the smoke, but Trex was waiting just on the other side. Really nicely done. King's got the defuse to half. Can he deal with the gunfire on the other side? Not yet. Calm's going to have to do it on his own. And it's going to have to be an ace if he can pull it off. Swings into two, and he cannot. A MasterCard thrifty for Vitality.
That slow approach, I said it, right? Oftentimes in high pressure moments like this, elimination on the line. When you slow rounds down like that, it puts doubt in the enemy team. That retake was so slow from Leviathan. They didn't want to make any corners be unturned, and the time worked against them. Vitality were able to formulate a plan.
Nice. This is how we do
And
it.
that was
Good job.
taken
Volley,
out,
ulti
Tex.
tube from A.
And basically icing Aspas. The two A players were so isolated, so worried about pushing up.
I wonder how much longer this war of attrition can go on. Who's going to get antsy? It seemed like it might have been Aspas there. Great response from Kicks.
What a shot. Looks like Vitality's warming up now.
With the attack side op in the hands of Safe. And Pistols attempting to stand strong on the other side.
And then again, just a freeze to the round. Waiting for any mistakes Leviathan are going to make. And this is good. They understand they have gun advantage. And Leviathan are most likely going to want to push and try to even up the score.
Especially given the weaponry that they have. I mean, yeah, why not?
Got an attack operator in play for Safe. He'll probably transfer that once the site exec comes through.
The thing is here, though, for Vitality is, you're right, as Safe hands over the weaponry, they're pushing into all four. They're going to find one. That's a jump scare moment.
Yeah.
But that's all it is. The Safe dashes forward. Mizzino will fall as well. These Pistols just really not able to stand up to the firepower on the other side. Of course, it's a classic that gets the kill in the face of everything else. But Vitality ties us up at 3, and I think as we continue to see how this will play out, Dre, 4 ults on the side of Vitality and the op still. Sorry, make that 5. They've got a full house.
That's so crazy. This is Kick's second ult. Remember, he used it in that first gun round that they had.
Yeah.
And they converted that. What's impressive to me so far from Vitality is the approach and the game plan. They understand that they have to go in waves and layers. Once that harbor wall comes up, we have to freeze, wait for our utility. But they understand their win condition. That's how you have to play against the harbor comp. It's a time game.
Yeah, and it definitely seemed like all the conversations that we had about would they be prepared to deal with this double wall comp, it seems like the response is to burn down the clock as long as they can. To play around those timings, as you were just mentioning.
And that's the thing, right? When you're running this double controller comp, you can almost just want to use it off the rip. You know, your rechargeables. Oh, I'm just going to get it back.
Yeah, sure.
But Vitality are taking advantage of when that harbor wall comes down and when that Viper wall goes up. It's been such a pleasure to watch so far.
Yeah, it's just such a unique approach. Because oftentimes you see these walls and you go, okay, they're just going to flash through it and they're going to fight and they're going to find a way to get there. King's going to get detained, but should be able to stay safe. The pit's still a factor as Sender's already creeping up across the middle of the map. He's going to find a kill onto Tex. Forget it.
Wow.
That's King. That's the pit.
King was detained, remember?
I thought he was safe enough to where it wouldn't be a problem, but An excellent punish. Vitality got through that with only investing one ult.
That was another prep workaround. Seriously.
Dude, I don't know that LEV are going to be able to make their way back into this round, and it's just gotten worse with Mizzino going down.
No, they're getting hunted. Trex, he's next up. Aspas, a little bit aware. Oh. And Trex, he's been so good all tournament long. So I'm not surprised that he's winning head-to-head against Aspas, even though Aspas is, you know, well-renowned as one of the best duelists in the world.
Defeated.
Calm is actually having quite a game.
He will keep the weapon going into the Nexus. Vitality take the lead. I imagine there's got to be a timeout called here relatively soon on the side of Leviathan. Vitality showed up to the stage today with a game plan, and they're working it to perfection.
Yeah, and they knew into that round that King, if he invests that Viper's Pit, he's going to play in that back part of heaven. That's why you saw 3 players already geared up towards mid, and that Thrash going all the way to detain him. He can't go anywhere at that moment.
Oh, but
he doesn't want to leave the pit, so there's only one spot for Sender to look at and just spam.
Yeah, you're right. He did have no rifle here, full armor. The prized possession carried over from the last, and as you were mentioning, I imagine Aspas will pop the knives.
Mm-hmm. Hasn't popped them quite yet. Maybe waiting for some audio cue.
That first harbor wall goes up. This time they're ahead of it, but King's on the other side.
What a shot.
It's just one, but that's a small win. The question is here, do they accelerate? Do they fully send over to B?
A lot of teams do in this moment when you have good advantage. Even in yesterday's match, we saw Sentinels do the same thing. That cascade will make it so Mizzino can break that Dizzy.
Yeah, Wingman not able to accomplish the mission.
Apology. It's another freeze for the round.
I'm surprised they're investing this lockdown here.
Yeah, they just don't like what's amok.
Yeah.
Ooh, those knives can't connect. Aspas has to get out of there quickly. A little bit of a pop shot there. Calm, he does break that alarm bot, but he's going back to reconvene with his team.
So as has been the case for Vitality this entire half, they wait things out, and then they go, yeah, one player got detained, but it was all for naught. You've got the alarm bot that's intended to control the flank if they decide to re-explore across the middle of the map. As Aspas, again, still with Blades online. And Leviathan continue to push forward. Now with the lockdown of their own, that is going to bait out Trex's ult, and it will clear it out. A tit for tat. But now what? They're investing the Reckoning into this as well. Remember, they didn't have very much as far as weapons go. They had the knives, a Vandal, and a Stinger. But that might have been all they needed as runners left alone. In a 1v3, make that 2. Time is short, 8 bullets left. Mizzino's gonna have to hold this. Aspas over the top. The Blades will clean it up. And the defuse just barely comes through.
The MasterCard Thrifty. What a round from Leviathan. It was such a slow approach. I thought surely Vitality were going to have that one in the bag, and that was 2 ults invested as well. The lockdown, the Hunter's Fury, and it was all for naught. Aspas with the knives, suppressing fire from the top as that defuse came through. And yeah, as soon as Aspas gets a couple kills in B main, Mizzino opts to use that Harbor ultimate. Big investments from both sides, but ultimately Leviathan come out on top, and they needed that one bad.
Now they're back on steadier footing. Again, an op in the hands of the defense. A pit for Sender, and again, you know, we were talking about this because once Kix gets this ult up, this will be his 3rd of the half.
That's obnoxious.
They're really min-maxing that. Which again is, I mean, that's one of the strengths of Gecko. It makes a ton of sense.
And especially with the way that Leviathan like to play around the harbor walls. If you get caught out behind that by, you know, that little guy, you're gonna get punished.
Welcome to my world.
A pit invested. Is there a response on the other side? No ultimate to speak of for the defense. Safe getting pushed off the angle, and Mizzino's gonna fill in right behind it. The dart is good.
Huh?
Aspas getting 2 with the op. He's now pushing forward, but again, the pit is in play. It's still something that has to be dealt with.
There's Thrash.
And it's so tricky to find. There's no dash for you to get out of there. Did they tag both? Tex pushing forward. Sender falls. That's going to be the pick going down as well as Com's down the defuse to half. Make that 3/4 of the way. He's going to stick it. It's gonna come through. Leviathan take the lead back.
And Aspas cleans up the round. Can we get a replay of that collat that he got? That was just a random pop shot through the smoke, through the pit. And Thrash was invested, Pit was invested. Look at this. No way.
Yeah. All right.
Can't make that up.
All right.
Just unlucky, and the molly being a little bit off, what, like a centimeter off as well,
slammed the
allowing for the stick to come through. That's a tough pill to swallow if you're Vitality.
Into the next we go. Safe deciding to go with the attack side op once more.
I can't believe Vitality can still invest after the way they've been losing the last couple of rounds.
And they, I mean, it's not just this round either. They've got a little pad to play on.
Tex has been checked all map long around mid.
Here.
In the most common angles that he likes to hold is off angles. Drone is used to get info, only kicks seen. Leviathan's still not aware that there's an attack operator in play, and King will get the head-to-head against Sender.
And so again, the attack side is forced to figure out how they find success on getting the spike down and holding onto the post plant without their controller.
And with that dart being, you know, shot in full effect, getting info, they see that Safe had an operator as well. He did not switch to his classic or anything of the sort. So King needs to be very, very careful in this moment.
Hey, look at how far back he's
30
playing.
seconds left.
But if he tries to actually take a 1v1 and not hold an off angle, he can get picked by that operator. That's why he's playing passive.
Yeah, he's got to play his life here.
Yeah. Oh.
But it's a tempting swing. It's a tempting barrel found, and he's going to find 2-3 on the round.
Down B.
Almost tapping away onto the forest. Safe with the op in hand. Yes, he's going to connect, but I don't know how he's able to get the spike down. I don't think he can.
No. Oh, wait, maybe now? No, you got to save no matter what.
Yeah, but the thing is, he doesn't really have a ton of places to go. Is able to dash away, though, so he'll carry that into the next, but for as much as we were talking about King needing to be safe, needing to stay alive, he will go down. He gets 2-3 for his troubles.
King solo anchored that B site. He won the head-to-head against Sender, and then those one taps, they were crispy, they were clean. It was very neat work.
There's that 1v1 you were mentioning again.
Out of my way.
King on the swing out. Yeah, that shot and the kicks was clean.
It just looks unbelievable. Kicks did a backflip. Facts. So it will be a timeout now for Vitality.
As you see the vintage Aspas timeout, we've seen that wall from Sender every single round towards B. So on the other side of the timeout, no change there. The turret's still mid as well. I mean, so far we aren't seeing much of a different look.
Oh, this is new. Leviathan, they've done this quite a bit in NA.
I'm really surprised that they didn't give that orb over to Com. One away from his ult, they decide to give it to Mizzino instead, and they're fully pushing here. They've got the drone over the top, and they're going to have a swing down low.
Oh, the timing.
I think he heard it. He's got to understand there's a little bit of threat coming, but he's been left on his own to his own devices, trying to stay alive, and Aspas goes down, but that's the safety valve. So now they're going to have to deal with the crunch, and it could be coming from mid, it could be coming from spawn. It might not matter, though. They've fully lost contain on the other side, so Vitality gladly will push all the way into spawn. Understanding the threat is behind him.
This is such an impossible retake, it feels like. When you look at the minimap, like you said, yeah, Mizzino, he gets taken out for free. Com with the follow-up. It's just going to be all she wrote for this round.
Team A.
Good reactions from Vitality, the speed up, taking all that space, and something very uncharacteristic from the side of Tex. When they run this strat in North America, when we saw it in playoffs and etc., he's usually playing very, very passive, very far back because he is the lone warrior on the site. This time he tries to take an aim duel very early on. And if he drops there, that's why everyone can just push up Snowman.
Right.
And there's crossfire, infinite crossfires on site.
Yeah, he
Nice,
lost contain.
6-6, guys. Let's go.
We are just one round away from that being reality. 2 ults on the side of the defense. Meanwhile, Kix is on track for getting, I've lost count, I think that's 4 or 5 ults in a half.
It's definitely been part of the game plan, is farming that ultimate. And Aspas, a rare whiff. What was that?
But it was enough info for Com to pop his ult.
No connection, yeah.
Kix just froze. decided not to move at all as Aspas is going to try to double dip. The drone clearing one away. They did not spot Mazzino though, so he can take this aggressive angle. He can be a little bit closer up. He's going to find a loop around the Thresh, and he's going to punish onto Trex. But can he get out? Does he even want to get out? No, the spike is down on the ground. Now they've got the Reckoning as the Wisps give away more presence. Sender with nowhere to go, Safe pushing the matter, taking the fight to Comms Lab. Runner will too. It seemed like such a secure round for LEV, such stable footing. But Vitality snatching it back. The one thing they haven't grabbed though, and all of that, is the spike.
And now there's a pit on top of it.
There are no flashes for Vitality here. There's nothing for them to really be able to disrespect this and take the fight. The one thing advantage that they have though is that they have numbers here. Aspas is so far off, he's back in spawn.
Oh, Mazzino might get taken out by this.
It's only one found. Runner now, still alive. Still without the spike in hand, and with 13 seconds left, how in the world does he do this?
There's no time. Surely Mazzino, he cleans it up, 3 to the round. And Leviathan, they'll take the last round, 7-5 half. It was a bit of a back and forth exchange throughout this entire map. But Leviathan off of their timeout, they made good adaptations. They stopped the contact approach that Vitality was having a lot of success with.
Somehow, to be honest, I don't really know how, because it felt like they were still finding a lot of openings. They were still finding, at least I don't feel like I've ever really seen before. It was just such a methodical pace, and we've seen how Leviathan likes to approach the attack side of Icebox. I don't think we're in for the same idea.
Yeah, no, I think you're going to see a much different of a pace from Leviathan. That was so unique from Vitality. What a unique game plan. And just freezing to the rounds off a weird space taken.
Speaking of space taken, look at how far up Safe is already. And he's by himself here. He's been inserted. But there's no one to help him in case the fight goes his way. The only one who's kind of close by would be Calm. That bullet buzzing by. But meanwhile, Leviathan, all attention other than Calm towards B. Sender playing back yellow with a little bit of help over the top from Kicks. He dashes backside. I mean, Sender's going to have a lot to deal with.
I mean, it's this contact approach from both teams. Maybe we're in store for a similar half from Leviathan.
They've crept up, and we saw the insertion of Safe across the middle of the map. Now we've got the same thing for Aspas, but you've got Leviathan who's rotating back mid.
And Safe hears all of this. LEV need to be very careful in this moment. Wow, one and out.
One shot, one kill. Beautifully done by Safe.
He's led the charge in both pistol rounds, Doug. But Tex answers back on a Trex.
And the thing is now, there's a lot, there's enough doubt. There's no real understanding of which way they're going. As the orb continues to go up and down, there's not enough cues to understand if they're going back A or going back B. Yeah, they have the Killjoy utility towards A, and that's enough of passive info to understand it's a B hit. That shock whizzing by, not doing a ton. 13 seconds left. King on the flank. Spike still not planted. Runner now trying to do a bit of the same. It's Aspas by himself. I don't think he's going to get this either.
No time.
I mean, Kix is going to try to hunt him down, and he's going to find him.
The slow approach, it worked against Leviathan, but Safe. What a round in the middle of the map. He was so confident taking all those aim duels. He double dipped, triple dipped back in. And for good reason. He basically single-handedly gave his team an advantage into that round. What a shot off the rip. If this is what we're in store for, it's just going to be aim duels across the board, contact style, 50-50s. And Safe, he's looking very, very calm. So it will be another pistol round win for Vitality. And an outlaw buy from Safe once more. 2 Bulldogs in play. Trek's the only one sitting on that Ghost, but it's only light armor for Vitality. So although they committed a big investment on the actual arsenal of weapons, you know, the guns, they don't really have the armor to match that. And that could be very, very bad for them. These classics can do so much damage.
That hurts. That was just one molly.
But a lot of space gathered.
The second one popped.
It's a free B site right now.
I don't know how free it is. Sender's right there. And Trex is close by. Runner's close by. It's an illusion of safety. It's an illusion of being able to waltz into the side and get the spike down, but it's all for naught.
What a great molly. Oh my goodness, just fishing him out. Aspas on his loneliness. What can he do?
Another 1vx situation where there's way too much being asked of him.
And just like that, it's a tie game. Oh, Trex, he couldn't find a rifle, so a little bit worse for wear there. Good damage done from LEV, considering, you know, how that round was going at the start of it. That molly damage, that setup was pretty clean from Vitality.
I mean, both have so far. I know we've only seen 2 rounds on this defensive side for Vitality, but this map of Icebox for them so far has been incredible to watch.
And Kix has been so impressive in this entire map. He's already 2 orbs away from another Thrash.
Here.
Cascade on the other side, the ping through. If there's any tap of the spike, you imagine there will be a barrage of bullets.
Icebox actually just trying to take any type of timing he can. That drone will make him have to waste that dash out.
See those walls going up as well. There's a dash that you mentioned expiring.
Oh, Safe just saw a shoulder.
Now the drop down, the spike still leaning towards A. You've got 2 members from the attack side creeping B, but not fully committing yet. And another freeze to the round.
It's so insane. Everyone is so scared to make a mistake, but it's for good reason. The shots that these players have been hitting from both sides, they've been instant. No one wants to make a mistake. No one wants to be that guy that loses the round for their team.
Comstart is back up.
Ooh.
And then the wall is refreshed too. So a little bit of making some noise B, trying to clear some utility, intended to manipulate the rotations back towards A, but discipline from Vitality once more.
Left.
And Mazzino, he was the lone warrior there. He just got taken out for free. Trex is going to hold that angle any day of the week.
It seemed like the fake was going to be B and then an end A, but with Mazzino going down A, they decide to go for the other plan. The problem is, again, there are 10 seconds left in the round. Almost all of Vitality is here. With the lighter weaponry, they still have a meal of Leviathan. The bonus converted.
Vitality are stuffing Leviathan in the chokes. And it's not even off the back of that much utility. It's just the fear of their aim alone. Leviathan don't like what they're seeing on the map, so they're second guessing themselves. They're going back and forth like a seesaw. And then the time just runs so low, and they can't do anything. You're kind of forced. You're kind of forced to just have to rush in with no time left. You can't really do your due diligence and clear out everything. You're just going in blind at that point.
Right.
So LEV, they need to up the pace. They need to be more confident and not be so hesitant. That's what we're seeing right here. It's just going to be their A hit.
It's an A hit with Stingers, a Guardian, and then a couple of Sheriffs.
Whoa, Safe gets taken down very, very low. But the Dizzy over the top.
And the shots, that could have almost been deadly, but Kix is.
Spike down A.
I mean, it was more of a decisive hit, yes, but it feels like it's the same result. Although note here, Runner and Safe both very weak. King not much better off, but look at the discipline, man. They're not giving him single fights.
All 3 players corralled backside.
This has just been beautiful from Vitality, unless King can slip the net, but even then, you find one, maybe. That's all it'll be. Vitality get to 9, and they've done so on both sides of the ball in beautiful fashion.
A great flood from Vitality off of Kix's Dizzy. Everyone able to take space in the backside. Leviathan, nobody was watching Heaven whatsoever. Look at this freebie. I mean, no one looking at him. And yeah, King trades it, but the damage was already done.
Take him, yeah? Let's go, mafioso.
I mean, the calmness is working.
He's so calm.
The pace, the approach to all of this has been beautiful.
And I think that's a testament to how the gameplay has shown so far from Vitality. It has felt very calm. It has felt very methodical.
It does feel like it's been a stoic approach from both teams, but we talked earlier about the war of attrition and who it was going to favor. It really feels like it's gone the way of Vitality here. Arguably more than the score would suggest.
Yeah.
Again, more of a decisive hit from LEV. All 5 towards A. Spike goes down from Calm. He's going to have his ult online. King one away from his. Meanwhile, Kix with another Thrash to play with.
Insane.
Waiting for the right moment to strike, now committing onto it as Runner tries to spam through. Safe creeping forward. Tucking behind the smoke, Mazzino spams through it, and he will find a target.
There it is.
Yeah, they seem to be overwhelming Vitality here. This was notably more decisive. It was notably faster. And it was more successful.
That's the Leviathan we know.
Last player standing.
I've never seen them take such a slow approach on attack icebox as they've shown on this map so far. They usually set the pace. They push teams to their limit. Aspas takes a bunch of aim duels backside at A. Or even when he gets deposited at yellow, he's hunting for them. He's not just sitting and, you know, waiting, biding his time. He's got such good aim. When he's put in a spot like that, he needs to use it to his advantage. But Mazzino, he was the one that stepped up here, getting the spam kill, getting all the follow-ups.
I mean, as soon as you see that jet smoke go down, given how short it is, there's a really good chance there's somebody in there
Yeah,
trying to catch a timing around it, and Mazzino just reads it well.
that's the power of the Phantom as well. Why not?
Yeah, sure.
No tracers on the other end of it. Looks like it will be another A default from the side of Leviathan.
I don't know that I would even call it a default at this point. If they
Yeah.
just continue to fully send,
Just
I mean,
a 5 send.
yeah.
Different angles being taken now from Vitality, though. A more close approach.
They're
But
investing
oh
a lot
my-
into this.
Yeah.
2 ults, the wall over the top, Safe is dead. Kicks might get spammed down as well, he will. A lot behind this punch as Mazzino finds 2. Maybe it's not knocking on the door of a tie game. Unless Sender and Runner can pull off a miracle.
What a great off angle. Aspas, the audio cue, the king.
One step of the way there. Sender now pushing forward into his death as there were 3 still remaining. Maybe they have dialed up the pace these last couple of rounds, and it has been successful.
And it could have just been part of their game plan. Let's approach the first couple of rounds slow, make Vitality think that we're a team that's, you know, changing our own game plan, and then go back to the tide and true.
Dude, that replay right there just shows how
Yeah.
literally impossible it is to play on the site.
boys.
And again, if King continues to call this way and he continues to kind of accelerate a little bit, you are going to be stepped back a little bit. You are going to get pushed back if you're the defense.
Nasty, nasty stuff.
Safe with Blades here, light armor for all of the defense.
It's another A. But this time, Tex, he's going to work up middle. And I like this.
I like this from Safe. With Blades popped, all of these hits towards A.
Oh my goodness, he gets the first. He gets the second.
And now the smoke down to try to dash out and stay alive. That's beautifully done from Safe once more. Careful now. Almost finding a third. The spike's still up. Numbers the way of the defense. First, quickly as that round have started, Leviathan picked apart. And now Vitality can slow things down and play things the way they've wanted to play this entire map.
That harbor wall isolates so much of the site, though. Safe, he's going to have to push through to meet up with kicks. But they just play the disciplined game.
There's still so many members here.
Yeah.
Mazzino with the Cove.
Oh.
Last player
As it goes
standing.
down, Mazzino does 2. Aspas is going to have to pull off a bloody miracle. Now left in a 1v2. Spotting the ankles of Safe and understanding where some of the starts to list. 35 seconds left. There's a shot at this. He's got to commit to the plant, though. And that's exactly what he does. Spid at his feet, tanks it a little bit. And it's just a bit too much. Outnumbered and outgunned, Vitality respond.
The solo push from Safe. Leviathan thought that they did it. They thought it was all clear. They used the correct utility. But King, he just got taken out in the follow-up. It was too much. I mean, this is such a close angle to hold. You're not expecting something like that.
And the fact that he gets away with 2,
Yeah.
almost lands a third. It's just really impressive. I mean, again, the desk was talking about it. Seal mentioned it on the desk. He looks towards Safe. To be the one to dial things up, to get in their faces, that's exactly what we just saw that round.
And he's brought the momentum from his last series into this one. He was popping off. Now he has that operator.
17 and 11. Perched up over 410.
Get out of my way.
Do they continue to try to hit this site?
Another 5-man A off the top ropes. Aspas.
Nicely done with the Blades as he looks for a second. He had the drone to pave the way. And again, this is the aggression. This is the faster pace that we expect. It's like they're beckoning them to challenge these walls, to try to face through. That's exactly what they have to do here. As the Hunter's Fury comes out, Aspas with Ob. They're gonna have to deal with this lockdown too. They don't really have a response to this either.
They don't. Too many players inside. Oh, it gets broken for free.
Here.
Osboss just holding an off angle. There's 2 shock darts for Calm right now. Attack with a
And
spike.
again, the op sender down. As the walls go through, Trex gets 2, make that 3! Mazzino left alone. And it's not really, oh, it's just barely planted for him, but I don't think he can get that angle in time. He has to get up close and personal. Kicks waiting on the other side, it's been halved, but the Red Bull clutch for Leviathan.
Trex tried his best, but Mazzino, he was too strong with the Phantom. The jiggling back and forth. Spots him off with a spike. And another clutch for him. He's woken up, he's online right now. This entry. Safe, he had no time. You cannot hear that audio cue.
Not from that distance.
Oh my God. Trex almost went nuclear in that moment. That was absurd.
I mean, he got 3.
Even his movement, he was jumping off of the rope. And relief for King, who, by the way, is sitting at 20 kills. The IGL of Leviathan.
Well, I think that's one of the things that makes Leviathan so strong and quiet now.
But he's been getting shut down. He's been getting shut out.
Vitality here knocking on the doorstep of stealing away Leviathan's map pick. Meanwhile, the attacking side.
Just go A.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, it has been successful for him, so why not?
Yeah.
Vitality actively denying mid space, denying B space. They
And there's-
dropped the reckoning here.
And by the way, Doug, there's no Killjoy utility watching the flank that deep. So
surprised-
Heaven is completely open.
I'm surprised they committed the pit on this as well.
Welcome to my world.
Make that 2. How in the world do you navigate through this? I mean, with pistols, you have a drone and stuff like that, but otherwise, you're just kind of face checking it.
Heaven, Vitality, he's going to get some free kills here. No one's aware so far.
The thrash will help. Safe over the top, now dashing forward. Aspas is looking for him as well, but you've got kicks to deal with too. Trex, sneaking up on to Tex. No way. Ah, that would have been so silly. Kicks is the one who steals the kill away, though, as Vitality take the lead again.
From the start of the round, it was a B push right away. Vitality, they didn't have good weaponry. The only rifle was in the hands of Safe. Of course he's going to push all the way through. Leviathan have only hit A for the last, how many rounds?
Yeah, 5 maybe.
And Tex,
4 or 5?
Yeah, and Tex didn't put an aggressive turret that was watching mid or the B push. It was so passive. Heaven was completely open the entire round. And Ospas, he had too many angles to look at.
Best get calls in the game, bro. Let's go.
Seriously, I mean, he's
got so many. Yeah. Oh, also, how many thrifties is that? Is that 4? MasterCard's getting their money's worth.
Yeah, something obnoxious.
And so I guess now that they've been beaten on A, they make a little noise towards B. Weaponry not great here, just 2 rifles.
It's so interesting with how many rounds Leviathan have won in a row that there's only 2 rifles on play.
They just had the drone clear out a lot of A, so that's going to allow for the rotation from Vitality back towards B, leaving Safe back A, sure, but the vast majority of their defense is here.
Oh, this is too much for Osboss to handle. Dart.
What a gorgeous combo of utility.
Spike down B.
And then again, Trex and Sender, a flawless round to get Vitality to map point. The dart over the bottom, the dizzy over the top on the other side of the wall. That's how you disrespect Harbor utility.
It's so clean. And Trex, it took him a little bit, but he's here. He showed up. What was that spray down?
What a massive moment. We have another timeout called from Leviathan. The last from I.
It's so tough.
They have to find a way, though.
They haven't really worked the map at all, though. They haven't really gone mid. They've like pretty much only gone A. They went B 1 round, not shown any B default.
And it was not a light buy, but it seems like they're going to try to hit A again. This time, Safe ahead of it. Finding Mazzino. A bullet between his eyes. And Vitality are glad to play aggressively A, given how the rest of the attack half has gone.
It's unreal stuff.
Placing swarm grenade.
The cloud bursts through, the dash up, the drone out, sure. But now here's the problem. Even if you do get out onto sight, You've got to deal with the lockdown. You've got to deal with Trex's ult.
And they just don't know what they want to do. Half in, half out. There was hesitation across the board.
And they don't really have the middle of the map either. And there it is, the op in the hands of Safe.
You have to jump spot.
Wise to do it, understanding where their weakness was, where their gap lied. But the thing is, they have nothing to suggest that they've left A. So they're all still here. They're just walking into Vitality's crosshair, but Calm's able to win that duel out. How much more can they find as, again, the walls are closing in. They're getting crunched on. You've got Sender, who's creeping right behind them, nipping at their heels, hot to trot. Hotspot's wise to it, but they've still got to deal with the rest of the defensive Vitality. They still have to deal with getting the spike down. And on their third attempt, it seems like they will succeed. Now it's on Vitality to figure out this post-plant situation, this retake with an op in the hands of the duelists. LEV have to play this very carefully. Vitality have been so good in these situations. Trex, can he be the hero again? Not this time. Leviathan get to 11.
And that was nearly impossible for Leviathan. They had no harbor wall to actually execute onto the A site. But the contact approach in that moment, the setup here from Calm, breaking through, runner, he gets taken out, there was no follow-up. And the Hunter's Fury, yeah, was invested, it created commotion and chaos. Safe was able to convert one kill off of that, but the fighting squad was too much on A.
They've just relied so heavily on winning these gunfights.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw it in that round. There was nothing to suggest they had left A. They didn't have mid control. They didn't have any noise B. And it just so happened that they were able to win out the aim duels.
This is a really good buy from Safe, buying the Outlaw, understanding that the economy was broken a bit.
Leviathan looking to push this to OT. You hear the Outlaw go off. Start not tagging anyone, and Calm's ult. Again, just causing chaos. No real damage dealt, though, with Safe falls. Big kill out from Aspas. He tries to get high ground. Dizzy's cleared. That shock's gonna hurt, though. Yeah, it's gonna hurt as Trex gets another. A 2v2 now for the round. Calm up top. Almost able to clutch it out, but Mazzino delivers. We're going to OT.
In the last two rounds, Calm has had such big impact. He may be sitting at 14 kills, but the kills that he's accumulating, they win the rounds.
Take a look at this again. We're really starting to see both teams really push each other and push themselves to the limits. Trex in the value he's had. You mentioned Calm, how good he's been. Almost hits the third here.
Yeah, the flick.
Almost hits the snap down onto a runner.
The follow-up was great. Whew. What a battle. What a first map. I did not expect this from the side of Vitality. I did not expect them to push Leviathan like this.
Leviathan showing they can push back at least a little bit. And so the defensive side again for the #1 seed from America's Trex a little bit too far ahead of things.
Very overeager.
That's another one going down. And the approach is very different here from Vitality. As much as we talked about them playing it slow, them playing it carefully, they accelerate a little bit here in the first round of OT. And it seems like it was ill-advised. Kicks and Sender left to figure out where it all went wrong. In a 2v4, now they slow it down again. A minute left in the round though.
It's gonna be so tough. It's a firing squad to jiggle. 3 members primed and ready.
There's really no way in on this.
Yeah. Oh, that's a 1v1 though, another one.
That's 2. He still has to get a couple more. 6 bullets left.
Whoa.
And he can't close it out. And so Leviathan take the lead back for, I believe, for the first time since the pistol of the second half, maybe?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Unreal. Tex, he finally steps up. This is what he's known for on this map. On the killjoy on the defensive side. I mean, look at those shots.
Yeah, those were crispy. And then Mazzino, too.
Yo, I sat these kids down, bro.
He definitely did.
And that might be the most emotive thing we've ever seen out of Tex.
I don't think I've ever seen him smile.
Right here.
And so Lev up 1 round in the first bout of OT. Aggression from the defense again. They're so far up.
Yeah, but there's a player all the way up
Another
the nest.
fight towards A. Aspas slips the net, but Trex over the top. A little bit of damage out, a little bit of kills found, but still advantaged away of the #1 seed from Americas. The drone pushing through. 2 members left here, and they're ahead of these walls. They're ahead of the utility. They've got to win these fights out, though, and they're just outnumbered. There's no way they have enough, and now they have the reckoning that Cinder's going to have to deal with, a 1v3 to keep the map alive.
Spike planted.
For as much as they pushed Leviathan, for as much as they bended,
Toxins going up.
does not seem like they will break.
Toxin screen down.
Yeah, Com's wrapping all the way back around as well. King has a molly. There's still a cascade in play.
Toxins going up.
It would take a huge blunder, one of the biggest we've ever seen on the main stage.
Cinder dropping the spit, exchanging for the one at his feet.
Toxins going up.
Dart behind him too. I mean,
No.
this has to be the most miserable position for a player to be in. Again, Vitality pushed him. Vitality.
They have been 6-2 on it. It's unbelievable the turnaround they had putting Safe on Duelist. The problem I have is he's either dropping 30 or he's dropping 10. So which Safe are we going to get? If he performs like he did on the last map, he might take this one home.
See the knife and the dart used in tandem towards A at the beginning of the round. Aspas with a slow step back.
Yeah, and a walk-up off of all that utility. I think that Leviathan thinks it was a feint. But either way, they're going to play retake on the site. They're going to clear out all of mid. It's just going to be a retake versus post-plant scenario.
Yeah, they're kind of glad to do it too, given
Uh-huh.
all of the Cypher utility that's still up. They still have a cam perched over the site. You still have a trip.
They might flood through this smoke, Doug. There's a dart lineup from Com right now. Cam sees a lot of players on site.
Zeno has a fault line too.
Oh, the
Stun
stun.
first, Safe falls. Both shocks out as Trex continues to cause problems. This time getting the best of Tex. A tap on his spike, but no kills found yet. Trex is still playing really far back on the site. And you've got Com who's waiting for him. Meanwhile, Cinder pushing forward into the smoke. Aspas with 3. Trex, he knows Com is there. Finally swinging out now. He's gotten it to half. Aspas is very weak. But that's a 4K for the Duelist and the pistol for Lev.
And what a shot at the end there. Aspas, he slid right past Safe, running through that Omen smoke. Safe. I mean, I don't blame him for going for that stun. That was the perfect timing, but Neon is too quick.
Yeah.
And the self-stun worked against him. What a retake. What a flood from Leviathan. A much faster paced approach.
This was so close.
Let's go.
Jeez.
Nice.
What a start from the lad. And now he's 4-0 already, building up 2 orbs off of that ultimate. And he gets a Vandal full armor off of that. He's going to be so confident in this anti-eco round. A strong start. Another defensive pistol win for Leviathan.
I think the question in situations like this is, do you put yourself in a position to potentially lose it? Really nice positioning out from Tex, just barely dodging the flash, swinging into the second. Aspas joins in on the fun.
Enemy remaining.
Those two alone have claimed every single name of Vitality this round. Trex is the last one standing with a nice bit of HP, continues to get tagged through. A flawless round for Lev.
Protocols on protocols. The breach stun that Mazzino had all the way from A-Link. It sets up Tex to not get overwhelmed by the classics. And it was a team flash as well onto Safe that Kicks had. The timing just not quite there. That's something that Vitality are going to have to clean up on this next gun round. It's going to be hard for Safe to get entries when the timing is just not on par.
Aspas has the finger guns already.
Yeah, he doesn't even need it though, and it's going to be an aggressive B main take right here.
6-0 so far. There's the aggression that you were talking about, the dash. Dude, forget about holding B main with a rollout like that.
And the reason Leviathan do this is because they want to put pressure on B main and kind of funnel you towards the A site where they have a retake setup. That's why you already see Aspas leaning all the way towards top mid. They try to manipulate you into what they want. Make you invest more utility to clear all that space. So right now, this is the correct play from Vitality, a good answer back. You want to reclaim that space, but look, it's the
Smoke.
yeah, it's another reclear.
Yeah.
So now you have to use another layer. Leviathan, they're just burning utility.
Right here.
They want to make it so when the execute actually happens, you don't have much left.
Yeah, I mean, and that's even if you get B main back.
That being said, it was only one drone invested from Vitality. They still have tons of flashes,
Go, go, go.
rechargeables.
A drone and a knife on the other side, and that will tag Tex.
Oh yeah.
So they know the Cypher utility is here, although down for the time being.
Tex needs to be very, very careful playing in backside right now.
They're going to go back. Remember, Calm slipped into this position while that Omen smoke was up. How
30
patient
seconds
can he
left.
be?
He's going to get cleared.
Is he?
Yeah, for sure. Safe is dialed in on this angle. Oh my gosh,
Is
the
he?
timing? No way!
The wall goes up. Calm has gotten behind them. Off of the fault line, only finding one.
But it was enough, the delay. There's 4 members here for Leviathan, 10 seconds left.
And the spike is still not out from main yet. The paranoia comes through, make that 7 seconds. That's a spike down on the ground. There's no way to recover it. Sender would have to frag his way through, and he can't. The bone is converted for Lev.
That B main push, Vitality, they had to finesse. They had to take A space or feint it at least, and then also re-clear all of B. Calm, he played that insanely well. Mazzino, another fault line to set him up as well. It delayed everything. 4 members were already here. You're gonna see this a lot from Leviathan. They like to manipulate you on their own defensive side. And oftentimes they're a step ahead.
All smiles
Yeah.
for Lev as we go into the next, a pistol buy for Vitality.
And for good reason. It's been pretty clean so far. Not much of a fight that they had to deal with. Will be another anti-eco. Sheriffs across the board for Vitality, though.
The mid-trip cleared. Aspas the only one really close by as Mazzino starts to take a step over.
Yeah, he has to shift over. Everyone's shifting over right now.
Yeah, Calm's popping up too, you're right. Aspas in a tough spot here. He currently doesn't have any help, but he does have a stinger. The paranoia out, he manages to dash away. Walls go up. Ult popped, instantly
Dagger.
denied.
Yeah.
They're gonna try to end B here. That's gonna be tough. You still have all this Cypher utility that's up.
It's a flood again.
Aspas again with the finger guns out, looking to find anything that he can. Smoke still coming through. The Thrifties were very successful for Vitality in the past. Can they convert again? 4 still up, but Kick's so weak. Sender 2. They've managed to get the spike down. If that's all they get, that's a money win, but they are still hungry for more. Zeno waiting on the other side. Trex is now down. There's the swing from Mazzino. It's all on to Sender by himself in a 1v2. He can't connect. Another round the way of Lev. That was closer than it should have been.
Yeah, Vitality did a very good job of weathering that storm, weathering that flood. Just freezing the round again. It seems like when Vitality freeze the round and taking certain type of space, they have an advantage. They're just so good waiting for the antsy players of Leviathan wanting to peek out, but the gun disadvantage, it's too much. In a rifle round, maybe they win this round, maybe they convert.
Yeah, maybe.
Enemy remaining.
And it's a quick timeout. 4-0 for Leviathan. Nice cleanup.
Calm sitting at 4-2. Aspas at 7-2. As there, maybe we'll see if Vitality tried that slower approach that we saw in Icebox. I feel like the map plays a little bit differently, and I don't know that you can find the same level of success, but we'll see what the approach is here. 2 ults to speak of for Vitality. Some jump spots already. Look at the dart. Look at the paranoia. That's such a gorgeous setup.
Jeez. And he's out just like that.
That's beautiful.
He's hanging around for way too long. Oh my goodness, he gets punished for it.
The kill given right back. All of that utility invested to have an advantage. Squandered.
But there was no A presence at all from this round out of the side of Vitality. So there's 3 members here. And Tex is already cheating his way over as well.
Runner just got his ult.
I
And
know
there is a body
exactly
right on cue.
They're going to speed up for sure.
They're attempting to throw a little bit of misdirection, but they realize that the B side has been lost. You've got Calm, who's the only one really kind of close by as Mazzino tries getting out of backside, but he can't. The nade through, King disrespecting it. Does he have the timing? No. Safe with 3. Calm catching one on the way out as Kicks tried finding safe passage, but was thwarted. Now we enter the post-plant position on B. The spam's coming through. Calm has to play this so carefully. It's only one found. Calm's gonna have to get an ace to win the round! And he delivers for LEV! Out of his seat with waves across the stage.
He's popping off on the main stage, baby. Calm, he had some big moments in the last map, but this, that retake, the flood, it was chaos, it was pandemonium. Hunter's Fury from the start, a nice set play. And just running through the smokes. Vitality not peeking together. Calm takes advantage of that in full effect. And he's sitting pretty at the top right now. He felt that one in his soul.
Go, go, go.
Striving to win back-to-back championships. Still a long road ahead of him, but the opportunity for greatness, and with plays like that, he might just have a shot at it.
Is that his first ace of the tournament?
I believe so. 5-0 lead for LEV. Still the opportunity to purchase from the attack side. Light armor on all 5 members. And 4 ults.
This is a way more passive approach from Leviathan. Changing the pace on their defensive side, partly due to their operator being in the hands of Ospas.
Yeah, it slows everything down, you're right. Smoked off of mid.
Yeah. Oh, that's hurt. If he commits this, oh. Good cancel right there.
There was enough of a ping on the minimap, though.
Trips are still up.
To know where it was. The ult has been popped, you're right. The trip's still up. Nice positioning out from Tex. But as he gets closer and closer, it will continue to be a problem.
30 seconds
Aspas
left.
with the op, here safe. Trying to make something out of his ult. Spam's coming through, not connecting, but the spike will go down. And again, it's a numbers disadvantage situation for the defense.
Operator as well. How do you retake with this? It's so hard to clear out these close angles.
I mean, we've seen this before, but Calm's not alive this time.
The thing is, where the spike is planted right now, sometimes you can't really get the spam, but they're not going to go for it. They're just going to take these fights.
King has so much utility here. He's
player
got
standing.
smokes, he's got, I mean, he had everything, but decides to try to take the fight. Aspas can't get away. His safe was on the, hunting him down. You also had Kix, who was on the reflank across the middle of the map. There was nowhere to go. A big round for Vitality.
Yeah, Vitality not falling for it this time. Ready for that contact approach in the retake, close up main. But yeah, you're 100% correct. There was so much utility that King had. He had a smoke, he had paranoia. The stun was still there.
We're back, we're back.
And they're back.
I mean, it's so, I mean, just getting that, especially when you're down 5-0 or, you know, however many rounds in a row that you've lost to open a map. And especially given how you lost Icebox, that first round is massive. Getting the monkey off your back. Again, all
moments like that.
Yeah, again, all that B main space denied from LEV at the beginning of the round. They've left Calm and instantly rotating back towards A. The trip to cover the middle of the map. Vitality are here, and they're here in numbers. They're here in strength, but they've already lost Sender. Knife only tagging one. Now Tex creeping forward, still has a trip. Waiting on one side as the paranoia goes out. Two kills the way of LEV.
Last player standing.
Runner's gonna have to do it on his own. Left to settle the butcher's bill. 4 up for LEV. How in the world does he do this?
They're so on top of each other right now. Aspas takes the head-to-head. Runner gets taken out. And on the side of Vitality, you don't expect what just happened to you. You don't expect Mizzino to just stay in that smoke, and there's a fighting squad right there as soon as it drops.
Spike down A.
When Leviathan are up numbers, they usually tend to play a retake approach, a retake style. But this time, they changed their game plan. It wasn't a flood with utility, it was just a firing squad at CT. And they caught Vitality with their pants down. More B main aggression.
But this time the knife invested here. How oftentimes we see it in conjunction with the dart towards A. To try to catch the Cypher, to try to get any early info. His timing here from Runner, though, is nice. He's crept up across the middle of the map, has a cam over his shoulder.
He got punished for it in one of the previous rounds by Osbos's operator, but that was when a B hit came through. So this time around,
Tex is by himself. You've got Mazzino, who's starting to rotate over, but he does not have a fault line. The positioning here from Tex has to be everything. The spike hits the ground, the pistols not really standing strong. There was a Guardian in the hands of Safe, now a rifle for Trex. Runner not able to find any space, not able to find any success. Leviathan gets to 7, they march on.
Leviathan looks so ready for everything Vitality is throwing at them. They have 4 players on the site at all times, it seems, on both sides of the map. The B main denial, all the info gathered, it allows them to cheat over. And if you don't re-clear that space, it's just too hard to break through.
Spike down A.
Nice! Let's go! Vamos! Vamos, vamos, vamos! Let's go!
Full momentum.
We're finally playing
with balls,
aggressive.
with balls.
Finally playing aggressive.
I'm telling you.
Well,
Deny the B main, or you have to re-clear it. And then do mid-rounding, you know, finesse around the map a little bit. Maybe do a split from top mid.
well, it doesn't seem like they're interested in putting bodies on B main. That was another setup. That was another setup. They had the flash from Breach. They had to dart over the top, and Calm had his ult. Does tag onto one. Sender managing to stay alive. Calm splits the uprights.
But again, there's going to be 4 players ready for this. King has that A-line because of that early dart. Here's that split from top mid I was mentioning.
But the Safe realized there was somebody behind him. No! Now they've got the Rolling Thunder, and that's going to throw both members up. The Paranoia out, sure, but it's just buying time. It's Trex who's left alone, and he didn't have the health. He didn't have the personnel. That's now 8 for Lev.
Everywhere Vitality are going, they're being met by 3, 4 members, and it's quickly. They're not ready for the pace. Leviathan are truly taking the fight to them on every angle. Even this, Safe, he did a good job of trying to get all the way in. But Mazzino, he's too confident right now. All of Leviathan are too confident right now. They're 8-1 right now.
And think about the difference on what we're seeing of Leviathan now versus what we saw at the beginning of map 1. They were stoic,
timid,
they were calm, they were very even. Now we're seeing Calm pop off. You got Mazzino's laughing on the stage. It's just a night and day difference.
The confidence is brewing like crazy right now from this Leviathan roster.
3 across the middle of the map. Runner, the one being called upon to try to deal with it as best as he can.
And there was a drone in B main, but there's nothing to follow up. There's still 2 trips on site, a camera. Tex is doing this on his own.
He's just playing things perfectly on the edge. And then he's got a smoke over the top from King to help things out.
The protocols are insane right now.
Vitality still have guns here, and they still have a couple of ults. There's still danger. There's still threat.
No way.
To this round. King's got to play his cards perfectly. The smoke is still up. The trap is still there. They've got to understand. I mean, it's their own smoke. They've got to realize there's a threat. There's the fault line. There's the kills from Tex. 3 for him. Again, Trex left by himself. He's going to find his one, maybe even a second, but how much more can you deliver on? 9 for Lev.
Doug, what a fault line from Mazzino. All the way from CT, it takes out everybody. There was a ping on the minimap. After that smoke came up, a caution sign. And Mazzino, this fault line was everything. It was insane. It was perfect.
Spike down.
I love you, Mazzino. I love you, bro. You're so useful.
13 assists for Mazzino. We talked about his breach going into this map.
You did.
He's been such a star on it.
This time, Pacey from Vitality. Tex here.
He's so confident right now, Doug. This is insane.
This has been the first attempt that we've seen up from Vitality to try to deny and fight some of this B main control. But again, Runner's already dead, and now they've got the smokes, and that alone is keeping them back. They respect it. They're going to try to flip towards mid, but look at Calm.
Oh my gosh.
Calm is everywhere. Sender falls. Another 3 on the round for the Sova.
Attacker spawn.
It's over.
It's disaster once more. won the way of LEV.
A decimation.
Last round in the half.
Timing's taken everywhere. Leviathan have downloaded the game plan of Vitality on this map, understanding that Runner is a solo lurk in mid a lot, and he's gotten punished almost every single time he's done that.
One enemy remaining.
Calm is able to push all the way through A after that kill. They know that Vitality like to do 4-1s a lot. 5 ultimates on board for Vitality. Surely they can take this one away.
First of those 5 used. Safe, and now Kix is gonna pop his.
He wants to go through so bad.
Load this flank on the other side. And the thing is, too, you clear a trip, but you don't realize that there are 3 waiting here. Maybe the cam gives it away, but that's all it is so far. So they've spotted Tex. Now they realize there's at least one more. Runner doing an excellent job of holding the line. And with Mazzino's fault line, they've got to understand there's at least a third. Really nice flash. Runner with nowhere to go. 30 HP on the swing. Trex cleans him up.
Not ready yet.
King Calm in a 2v4. As the dart goes out over the top, it's been cleared, but so is King. Kong has had his heroics, but this time they're stifled before they even start. Vitality get to do a desperately needed round. Minor silver lining, I guess. What a dominant half from LEV. That's what you would expect to see out of #1 seed from Americas.
Playing this KO Sova composition. Because like you said, it's not as explosive. There's limited utility. You really have to work with what you got. And it's got to be near perfect. And that dagger was near perfect, hitting 4 members.
It does not seem like Leviathan are dissuaded, though. They've
don't
gotten
even
the
care.
paranoia out. They got the knife out. And yeah, they still wanted to take the fight.
They don't care.
Aspas and Tex walk away a little bit beaten, a little bit battered. But belligerent nonetheless.
Just contacting in. Is Mazzino going to set up a fault line here?
This is danger.
He
He's
did.
not interested in it. Yeah, you're right. He did hit that, but he wants to take the fight. He's got to be careful. He's got the spike in hand. Tex is going to be able to trade it back, though. Aspas on the swing. Not able to connect, but Safe comes alive.
Enemy remaining.
It's going to be Calm in a 1v3. Safe realizing he's there. It's the first. Sender drops him, dismisses him. Vitality get the pistol, an ever important one.
Yeah, they're still in it. They have a chance. They're going to have to invest heavy into this round. Buy the best weaponry they can. Here's the replay. That stun just not quite hitting the mark for Aspas. And some nice shots from Safe. Safe's been having a good game. He's still sitting at the top. But the supporting cast, it's just been difficult for them.
Let us hunt.
If they can string some rounds together, get some momentum back in their favor, we've seen how strong they are on this composition.
Think about situations like this, not just in this half, not just in the series, but when you look at it from the lens of the entire year, is that you have to have short-term memory, man. You can't think about how Icebox got away. You can't think about the fact that, you know, maybe the supporting crew hasn't been as effective as they've been in the past. You've just got to take it a round at a time. I love that Cam is so high up, perches over the smoke.
Interesting use of drone, though.
From really far back, yeah.
Very early on. I feel like that wasn't really required. Sender, whoa. Whoa there, buddy. Slow your horses.
It was a good flash over the top, but not really enough to punish.
Now it's a flash being held by Sender on a little pixel angle kicks.
What? Good night. That's a ridiculous shot.
But also a very weird setup. I feel like Kick should be the one jiggling in that moment, but instead he had a dagger pulled out.
30 seconds
Sender
left.
should just use the Omen Paranoia off of that for himself.
Sure.
So there's a chance for Leviathan to hit this B split.
Trampling towards B like Clydesdale's, making full. Again, as Tex cuts another. That Sheriff is, I mean, it's just ridiculous. In his hands, 13 seconds left, though. Time is short. They've got to find the space, and they have to do it soon. Runner doing his best to keep him back on his own. Kicks now starting to join the fray. That should decide the round.
Last
Truly, you
player
just don't take the
standing.
fight, right? Truly,
No,
you just
no,
run
you get
away.
You get out with that Phantom.
Whew. Vitality gets a 4. Clean shots out from Tex, but
The damage.
yep.
The damage was done. Whoa. Yeah, Sender's just way too exposed in that moment. That shot was something else, though.
I mean, both of them. And Tex had a couple of really nice shots on Icebox, although you mentioned it. He was pretty quiet. But the Sheriff is just, I mean, that's just old reliable for him. 13 and 11 now for the Sentinel. But Vitality doing their best. They have to convert this bonus. And that's why you see just such a heavy lean into it. You've got full rifles. You have line armor on everyone.
And you have a lot of space gathered down mid as well. They're ahead of this one. I wonder if Leviathan are going to contact in just like the pistol round, or if it's going to be an explosion onto the actual site. Members of Vitality are slowly creeping forward.
He may be, but what's the dynamite? I guess Mazzino has a fault line. And Aspas obviously has the go.
What a flash.
gosh.
4 members.
And the paranoia, they've got nowhere to go. They're forced to take the fight back. Meanwhile, Safe has been creeping around the entire time. Calm was wise to it, staring down that way. The paranoia now out. Trex has to face out in front of it. Pushes the smoke, understanding that's where the hit's coming from. Mazzino with 3. And Safe, who I thought was in a position to crunch this entire time,
Planted.
has to take an alternative route. Is now left in a 1v3. 28 HP for one member, but the rest of them healthy.
He does have stun.
Safe.
If he goes for it, he might be able to get both those kills.
Quietly creeping forward. He's managed to get it down to 1. There's the stun that you were looking for, but does he understand they're both there? It's gonna have to be a miracle from Safe to pull this off, but Mazzino gets his 4th. Leviathan get their 11s.
Mazzino is the MVP of this map on Sunset. He's been out of this world. This attacking half, his impact on his kills. The defensive half, his utility. This was obnoxious. And the 1v1, yeah.
28 HP.
I was so surprised Safe didn't just slide onto him with that classic.
I mean, he understood how weak he was. But again, short-term memory has to be the approach for Vitality here. No time to dwell on the past.
I mean, Leviathan have done their homework. They understand Vitality like to do a re-clear off of a timing. And now it's just Safe. He's
Does he
trying
force
to be the
it?
hero.
Does he force it? No, takes a step back.
A wise choice.
You're right, though, man. The desire for heroics in a
Saw it.
situation like this can be the biggest pitfall. Mazzino with the Rolling Thunder in hand. Depending on the angle he drops it at, will have value.
There it goes, but it's going to be a dagger.
It's
that
not gonna
connects onto a
connect.
lot.
I mean, the knife out on the other side will connect, but the Rolling Thunder doesn't hit anybody. And remember, these are just guns, or excuse me, pistols, mainly on the other side. Still a Guardian in the hands of Trex, finding a little bit with it. Runner, 22 HP, trying to settle through the stun. On to Sender and Trex now, trying to keep Leviathan away from series point. A tiny little pixel given away as Tex punishes. What can Sender do? Nothing. Leviathan have absolutely obliterated Vitality on Sunset. And they're now knocking on the door of a playoffs berth.
And doing it as a cohesive unit. You look at the scoreboard right now. Everyone within 4. A full team effort.
Right there.
And that's why it's been so dominant. Icebox is just a blast from the past.
Note here, 3 ults on the side of Vitality. And you've got Trex who's 1 away from the Sova ult too.
That dagger connects onto 2 people A main, but they're unaware if they're pushed all the way up or sitting in the back of mid. They don't have that info. KO dagger can be a double-edged sword sometimes.
A desperately needed round win to try to forge a path to OT, which is just such a Such a crazy thought. Borderline unattainable.
Yeah.
And it very well might end here. These two going down, if that's how it plays out, could be devastating. They're a little bit ahead of it, but they weren't ahead of it enough! Mizuno and Aspas dispose of kicks and safe. Now the smoke's through and Sender fully surrounded, trying to find safe passage out, but he can't. All on Runner and Trex now to keep the year alive. And again, Vitality crumble. From beginning to end, bookended dominance on Sunset. Yeah, Icebox may have been a different story, but a statement made from the #1 seed of Americas. Runner can only stand for so long. 13-4 and a 2-0 sweep of LEV.